It's the catalyst for change you've been waiting on. New Mind, New Me, from Bishop David G. Evans.
I want to be loved. Why do I take the person that loves me and kick them to the curb? I want to be wealthy, but I spend all my money. You were created and given a slave, a doulos, a servant called your mind. Your mind is out of order when it questions your command.
If you are ready for true transformation, Bishop David G. Evans would like to bless you with the New Mind, New Me 4-message DVD set. Order today, and you will also receive Bishop Evans' national best-selling book, Healed Without Scars, as well as the Healed Without Scars music CD.
My mind's going where I tell it to go. It'll never go back. It's my mind. It's going to do what I say.
All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today. Be prepared to watch a new you emerge.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings. You can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device, Eastern Standard Time, of course, at David G. Evans 1. That's at David G. Evans 1. You can join us. Why don't you share with someone right now? Why don't you tag a few people, invite them to join our conversation. We have what we believe is one of the most impacting shows you will ever experience. We talk about culture, religion, faith, kingdom of God, current events, politics, sports, but always from a kingdom perspective, always from a biblical perspective, so that we are applying wisdom, if you will, to whatever situation, whatever event, whatever occurrence has happened. Biblical wisdom, somewhat like the sons of Issachar. They understood the times, knew exactly what to do, and the reason they did, because they studied the wisdom of God, so they could apply it to current events in the time that they lived. And one of the greatest decisions, actually, was a political decision. They were, so the Bible prepares you, the wisdom of the word prepares you for decisions in every arena in which you function. I think we must, Pastor Nick, we're going to have to stop specializing in our study and start trying to find out whatever the Bible says about every single thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we want you to join us today. Our phone-in numbers are 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. Of course, joining us once again is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. Hey, man.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm liking this studious glass-looking look you got going on.
Yes, I'm trying to preserve my eyes at all costs.
It's change is coming.
Yes, it is. I can see.
Change is going to come. It's amazing. Once you put the glasses on, you realize what you've been missing.
Yeah. The tension in my head starts
going
away.
Oh, yeah, man.
So
I remember one year I went to the relays, and it was after I finally got some glasses for distance, and I put them on at the track.
Yeah.
Man, the colors burst out. Yeah. I'm like, yo,
Yep.
What have I been missing? But you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the screen time, and now that I'm reading more books on my phone, I got to start wearing these blue tint glasses, whatever they're called.
Yeah, I know. I got the blue tint screen, blue tint glasses. I got light over my screen.
Yeah.
It's just killing my eyes.
I know.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call, toll free, worldwide. We look forward to talking to you today as people call us from all over the nation, sometimes from around the world. And many of you listen and don't call. You just love the content and the conversation, and we appreciate you. Why don't you inbox us today on the site that you're watching? If you happen to be on Facebook or whatever, give us, hit us up with a little comment, hello. Let us know that you're there. We're so glad you joined us, and invite someone to join us as usual. I'm talking about you need yours. I'm having one of my days. I can't see a thing. Okay. I tell you, boy.
Yep.
You got to get old sooner or later.
I know, right?
So, all right. Okay. Let's talk about this. Now, did anybody other than me think that if we pulled out of Afghanistan, that the Taliban was not going to make a run at taking back over?
To me, it's common sense.
What is all this shock about? Are we in such a bubble that we thought, okay, we're going to pull everybody out, and everything's going to be just fine?
Yep. And they kept saying the Afghan leadership is going to be able to hold it. They were holding it because
we were there.
Troops were there.
Yeah.
I mean, and then who knows? I'm not making it. It's purely speculative.
Yeah.
Who knows who in the Afghan government has ties to?
Absolutely, Taliban.
Because if they can take over this easy, this quick.
Well, they swept through there like people were sweeping the floor.
Yeah, I mean,
the president booked.
Yeah, it took like almost how much
booked.
money?
Did he take money with him?
Took millions of dollars with him. They said it wasn't his, but he's now in the UAE or whatever it's called.
He's in Arabia.
One of the Emirates.
Yeah.
He took a significant portion of money.
He went to more sand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. The old Afghan guy left too.
United Arab Emirates.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. He fled there.
And obviously he had some kind of relationship just in case something broke out. Mm-hmm. You just don't jump up and go to another country like that without some administrative process.
They said they both got out of there overnight gone.
So I don't get what all the hoo-ha is concerning the outcome of that move. I mean, either we want to keep our money there, but more importantly, we want to spend lives there, or we're going to pull out, and whoever was trying to be in charge will be in charge again. I mean, why are we so naive about these things?
Yeah. They lied to us from the beginning. It said, because the second Bush, we're going to go in there, we're going to take over, we're only going to be there for a little while, get the Taliban Al-Qaeda out, set up a government.
He was talking about eternal little while.
Thank you. Come on, you know you're taking over a country
20,
like that.
20 years.
You cannot.
That's not a little while.
You're not getting out. They claimed it was for Al-Qaeda, but I'm sure there's a whole lot of money and oil and
come on.
Protecting our interests.
That's the
in there.
That's the encapsulating phrase. Our interest, yes.
There you go. Yes.
I'm trying to tell you something, boy. But
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But they're saying the problem now is all those U.S. citizens over there.
They can't get them out.
They can't get out now.
And the Taliban's loose.
Yeah.
And they've taken over. You know what it looked like? It reminded me of January 6th. They were sitting in people's desks and feet up on the tables.
Yep. It took over all that stuff. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And now our citizens. At least my thing is like this: if you want to withdraw them, get our citizens out first.
That made sense to me.
Then take the military.
Yes.
Start working them through.
Why not just start moving folk out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Send the planes quietly. Okay, you all, we're leaving.
Yep.
And then pull them, but not up and snatch the military and leave the citizens sitting there. Mm-hmm. And what about the people that have been helping us all these years?
All the time.
They're hiding. They're running for their lives right now.
Yeah. The Afghani women there being shot. And people trying to leave. Now, again, I don't, pure speculation.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the Taliban has all these military weapons.
We left them behind. We left them behind.
Was it on purpose or was it by
Here you go. All right.
I'm just asking the question.
You leave $100 on the table, on a display at Walmart, and you walk away. Some people are going to pick it up. You leave trucks, and they're talking about they left them inoperable. They have mechanics there.
Yeah. Planes. And this is why, like, again, I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist, but
that's not that's
you didn't mistakenly let's get out of here and leave this stuff.
You didn't leave $1 billion, $20 million worth of equipment behind by accident.
By accident, yeah. We had
and then thought they weren't going to have a use for it.
Right. With all these military weapons grade guns.
Come on, man. We armed them.
Basically.
Now they have some fleets.
Yeah.
They're getting around the country now.
And now what cracks me up, all the Trump people are saying Biden did the wrong thing when Trump
He started this.
Thank you. He was going to do the same exact thing.
We need to just be realistic. Taliban, we've been trying to keep the Taliban from taking over.
Yep.
You leave, they're going to take over. What? I don't understand who's at the wheel, man. I'm not a military guy, but that made sense to me. Okay, what do you expect the Taliban to do?
Yeah.
You guys are gone, so we're just going to behave?
Yeah, and do the right thing. Somebody brought up in the comments the same thing with Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. When the Iran-Contra affair.
Yes.
Back in the 80s, when they had them stuck over there.
Yes.
And had to sneak them out.
Yes.
I mean, it's history.
There appears to be no pattern recognition, but the first thing that I thought when they said they were withdrawing, and they did withdraw, our country is often guilty of national arrogance in the sense that we not only do we expect people to do what we want them to do, but we're outraged when they don't.
Yeah.
But the Taliban has no reason to not do what they're doing.
Yep.
The reason to prevent them was there. We left.
Yep.
So now they're dealing with their own country.
Yeah. And then who knows?
But why didn't they expect this? This is what I
know.
Or did they? And we're
giving them too much. We're expecting too much from them.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Because who knows now what they're going to do beyond just Afghanistan? I mean.
But here's this: if I was in a country where we had interests, and you come to me and ask me to start working with you on something, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. And the only other way you do that is if you had an out already planned, something set up. They had compensated you enough money to take a risk, but they're leaving people high and dry at the mercy of the Taliban, who worked with them for like 10, 15, 20 years. I don't know how our national reputation for reliability and partnership is not affected by this.
Yeah, it's going to be, especially if a bunch of those Americans get killed over there.
Yeah,
it's not going to be good for Biden, for this whole administration coming up in 3 years, whatever it is.
I saw something today. They were telling people not to come to the airport.
Yep.
I love how they word these things.
Yeah.
Possible security risks. What does that mean?
You
might get killed if you go to the airport.
Yep. Literally.
Come on, man.
Literally.
What's a possible security risk?
Yeah. And this is going to be on President Biden and his administration. If this thing goes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I mean.
What bothers me is this. The people that have been screaming, we need to get out, 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 need to shut their mouths right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you got what you wanted, but you did, like this culture does, they don't think past the initial impulse.
Yep. Not at all.
I want them out, I want them out, I want them out.
Yep.
What about what's going to happen if you do?
Yeah, you're right. We need to stop. What's the word? Imperial part of imperialization.
Okay.
The problem is once you set it up, you can't really backtrack that now unless you're defeated in war. It's just.
And if you are pushing for this to happen, and it happens, you need to shut up about the consequences.
Yep.
Or did you have some kind of dreamy kind of vision that they'd pull out, and then the next day we'd see everybody celebrating and having a good time again?
Right.
They've been fighting forever since we've been there for 20 years. The Afghan people have been fighting for a long time.
Yep. And they knew. I mean, come on, the Taliban knew. As soon as they got the announcement, they were going to come right in there.
Man, they swept so quickly.
I wasn't surprised it was quick. I mean, it was.
They've been waiting for 20 years.
Like, they had this thing planned out.
Man, this is what we're going to do when the time comes. And they just boom, boom. Yeah. And I understand they didn't need a lot of force to do it.
Yep. Which tells me they had somebody inside.
Of course they did.
Now, the problem they're going to have is most of the, I'm sure you read it, most of the money is in New York, all those gold bars, and they're trying to stop them from getting the rest. Now, I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to respond, but
what the Americans are going to do?
With how the Taliban's going to try to get that money. Like, if they start holding those Americans hostage and say, send us some money.
They may start doing that.
Yeah.
But we should have never left them there.
Yeah. Yep. Get them out first, then pull military out.
You know, it reminds me of, and it's gonna, people say your Bible mind is crazy. It reminds me when Jesus was talking to the man in the graveyard, the guy that was possessed that was living there, and most people don't know that they were actually having a military level conversation, and that when Jesus basically told the demons in the man to get out, he actually was using the military phrase, calling for an organized withdrawal.
Yeah.
So that militaristic piece of the kingdom, organized withdrawal means you're taking care of your contingencies as much as possible. It just doesn't appear as though we took much thought to the contingency of what might they do if we're not around, to the Americans we're leaving behind, to the people that have collaborated with us for the last 20 years behind. It's almost like no one thought of that.
Yeah. Somebody in the comments brought up that first, the Americans, we were trying to bring democracy to a place that doesn't believe in democracy. And the Afghan army just laid their guns down.
Yeah.
Which, again, there's somebody on the inside was saying, look, we know there's going to be a pullout. Y'all get ready. We're going to acquiesce and let y'all come. And
the Taliban is really, we needed the amount of force and presence to handle them. Yeah. They can fight, and they're motivated by their religion.
Yep.
It's not as much politics as it is their religion.
Yeah. That's true.
So this is not ideology. This is faith driving those people.
Yeah. That's true, and that's the thing. You can kill the people, but you can't kill the ideology.
You can't kill the ideology. You cannot kill it.
Yeah.
So as soon as they got a chance, man, it was like, and the guys can fight.
Yeah. And that was the problem with the war from the beginning with. You're fighting. You think you're fighting a person. You're fighting a whole thought process.
Yes, sir.
But you can't shoot with a gun.
And it's a culture of warfare.
Yeah.
So it's almost like what Saul was saying to David concerning Goliath. This guy's been fighting since he's a youth.
Yep. Yeah.
He doesn't know anything else.
Yeah. That's all. And they're taught to hate America from the beginning.
Yeah. I just thought the withdrawal could have been managed better. I think they should have moved the people and the equipment.
Yeah.
And then the military.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
But they didn't ask me, so. Let's go to 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We're getting ready to go to Tom from Florida. That's 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in the United States of America. Give us a call, toll-free, worldwide. Let's go to Tom from Florida. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor
Hey, Tom.
Nick?
We're doing good, man. Good to hear from you.
Okay, thanks. Bishop, you're talking about Afghanistan, and we were there 20 years. Well, after World War II, the Brits were in there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Then you got the Russians that were in there for another 10 years. These people have been fighting forever.
40, 50 years, man.
And, to think that we're going to go in there and rule the country. I saw this op-ed on NBC last night. They said the government there was so corrupt that it wasn't going to do anything but fail when we left.
That's what Pastor Nick has been implying very subtly all morning.
I mean, well, the president walking away with $2 million plus. That's what we know about.
Somebody thinks that the Afghan president was probably the inside man, letting them know this is what's going on.
Because how did he get out?
So fast. With that money. Just
how did he get out?
I'm telling you.
I would think he would have been a primary target.
Yep.
The op-ed I saw last night basically said what Pastor Nick's saying, that there were people at the top that knew exactly what was going to happen in Afghanistan, not here in the States, but in Afghanistan. Also, Pakistan played a role in this also by pushing the Taliban, also letting them hide there when we were fighting them. There's a lot of
complicity.
Yes, also you're talking about the money they make. They are one of the biggest opium traders in the world.
Who?
The Taliban in Afghanistan.
Yep. Is that how they fund their operations?
Start making money off opium again.
Well, that's really not an uncommon practice, Tom. They say the CIA, according to reports, financed Nicaraguan arms with drug sales in California.
Yes.
So that's not an uncommon source.
Yep.
And also, you're talking about some of the arms. One of the biggest ones I can think of, 10 Black Hawk helicopters sitting on the pad the Taliban have right now.
Very devastating weapons, and they've got someone that can fly them too. Oh,
guaranteed. And if not, they'll find some Pakistanis who'll help them out to fly them.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know. We're all in a position to have an opinion about this thing, but I think that something we said a little earlier, a few minutes ago, I think getting the people out, pulling the equipment out, if you want to withdraw, I don't see how you withdraw and leave citizens behind.
Yeah.
I don't see how you withdraw and leave your collaborators behind.
And both administrations, I won't say blame. Oh, I know it started with Trump.
Yeah.
But still, I'm agreeing with you, Bishop. They should have got those people out well before.
Absolutely.
Silently.
Absolutely. They could have done it too.
Yeah.
This looks like a willy-nilly kind of withdrawal. And of course our arrogance was telling us that everything's going to be all right. Like our presence was going to deter the Taliban representatives from trying to retake their country. The loss, like we were leaving some glory behind that was going to fight for us. Come on, man.
Yep.
And these guys' religious convictions
run deep, man.
Outweigh this by much.
Run deep. They run deep.
Yep.
The United States is a quote unquote Christian nation. But in those nations, their belief, their faith runs the government.
Yeah. Yep.
There's the difference.
Yeah. And what do you do with people who don't mind killing themselves to progress their? Our folk aren't doing that.
I remember the Godfather, man, Godfather Part 2, said how you fight somebody who doesn't mind dying for it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And they're under this thing called Sharif law with the Taliban.
Yeah.
Where they believe literally things, and they will do it.
Well, Tom, give us the Florida report, man.
You mean the craziest state in the union?
You mean you guys took the title from Texas, you mean?
Literally. Both of them are crazy.
Well, hey, we're still number one, with this COVID thing. The governor's going at it with AP, the Associated Press, because they accused him of pushing this new drug.
I understand.
REGN.
Regener something.
Regenerson, that he is pushing it and not pushing the
vaccine.
This guy, and also he, all the counties down in southern Florida.
Wouldn't prevention be a little better than waiting till it's somebody's sick, spreading it, and then giving them some medicine?
Yep.
But he can't say that. He can't say that now. So, and I understand the whatever it is costs about $1,500 a dose.
Yep.
Yep.
So the average person is not going to be able to afford that.
And they're saying his family's got ties with the drug manufacturer.
No ties. They're investors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So of course he's going to push it so the stock can go up. But I don't get it. Well, maybe Tom, maybe you can answer a question for me. Now I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, and why are people vacationing in Florida right now?
Cheaper than normal.
But the risk is incredible.
Yeah.
Because some people just don't get it. They don't believe it. I will say when I go to the store, people are wearing their masks, but I'm not, walking down where the resorts are down, on the waterfront.
Yeah.
From what I've seen on the news, people are there with reckless abandonment.
You mean the crowds?
Yes, it's not going to get me.
I said something last week that I won't repeat.
Yeah, something about a swimming pool.
Yes. I won't repeat it. We are a Christian show, so I'm okay with a little iniquity occasionally, but I can't repeat it again. But it's true. Tom, good talking to you, man. You stay safe.
Hey, have a great day.
Talk to you. We had Sister Anise on line 2, but she's gone. We'll go to Robin in line 3, and then we'll go to Danny from Florida again. Good morning, Robin. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick. I'm back. How are y'all doing?
How are you?
I'm good. Just taking a little time for myself.
Okay, you're not driving today?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till later on this afternoon.
I knew you were
going. I do a lot of work
there.
in Delaware first, then I go to the
I knew you want to go. I knew you were going to go a whole day without making some money. Now, come on.
Say it again.
I said I knew you weren't going to go a whole day without making some money. Now, come on.
Oh no. I'm loving it. I'm able to pay more tithes and everything. I'm loving it.
God's gonna bless you, girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, He blessed me every day I wake up, Bishop.
Yeah. What's your comment today?
I just wanted to call and say hi, and I know I haven't had a chance to talk to you again. Congratulate you on your 31st anniversary.
Thank you.
And I just thank you for all the teachings and being the best spiritual father to me. And Pastor Nick, you're the best spiritual brother I could ask for. And I love you guys and miss you, but I know I'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See you soon.
You be careful out
but
there.
I have a question.
I knew it.
I know you knew it.
1 or 2, 3 or 4.
All right, Pastor Nick. But no, this is one. I've been listening to the Bible in the car, and I'm on 2 Samuel right now.
Yeah.
And I was reading. I'm on chapter 12, and it just really, brought some things back from my past. I think it's chapter 13 with Tamar when she was, I won't say raped by her brother.
Uh-huh.
Why she didn't tell, what happened to her.
That's your question. Go ahead.
Well, the unfortunate thing. I mean, let's look at this from the lens of that time frame.
Yes.
When women really had no rights, no authority, or anything like that. I think one of the biggest issues with me in that text is this: David finds out about it and does absolutely nothing, which implies probably why she didn't say anything.
Right.
She couldn't do anything. I mean, women basically had no rights at all back then. Now, her brother came through.
Yeah, her brother
And they
did.
start killing folks.
Yeah, her brother.
Yeah, he was,
I was like, oh, look at
But
hell.
what happens when the king, your own father,
Says nothing.
says nothing and does nothing?
Trying not to disturb the kingdom.
I think to me, that's the biggest indictment.
I think we've seen that institutionally with some of the college things that have happened, especially with the, I don't want to call it child abuse. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. The abusive situations where they were more concerned about the institution.
Yep.
I remember.
Were they full brother and sister?
They were half brothers.
Half brother.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wasn't sure of. Okay.
Yeah. So, but it reminds me of when we were at the university and I was on the board, and there was a fear by some of our trustees about legislating certain things at the campus. They were fearing public opinion, and they were willing to. I thought it went the way I wanted it to go, but I had to fight for the fact that I thought we needed to put some rules in place.
Yep.
so people wouldn't think we didn't have our eye on the ball.
Yep.
And that we were going to have to take a stand about something that was controversial.
Yep.
And a couple of my board members, they were like, well, you know, they have a right to this. I said, but they don't have a right to die on our watch haphazardly.
Yep.
In other words, the institution has to say something.
Yep, absolutely. And for her, I mean, think about now, how many women, let's think about children too.
Okay.
Told their parents, so-and-so touched me this way or did this to me. They weren't believed.
Yep.
So the first thought process is whenever something happens to me, nobody's going to believe me. So now the action hurt. And then I'm sure you counsel a lot of people for sexual assault.
Oh yeah.
Their biggest wound is not just the fact that it happened, but when I said something, I was rejected, nobody believed me, and it can force somebody to shut down.
And I think it's just unfortunately it's just somebody trying to, you know, the back in the day was you keep everything in the house.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that, but the folk in the house need to listen.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Right. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
All right. So you don't want it all over the neighborhood. Good, but we got to do something right here.
Yes.
Uncle Bob ain't coming over no more. You know, Aunt Jane is not going to keep you guys anymore.
That's why I asked the question. When I was 8 years old, my mother's sister's son molested me. I was 8, but I didn't tell anybody. So
you didn't tell your mom?
I wonder if I told my mom, it might have caused a lot of problems in the family. I don't know if that's why I didn't tell, or because I was just young.
I've seen children calculate that and say, you know, it's going to start this. They're trying to make it go away.
Yeah.
And so that's a natural instinct for, you know, that I think people kind of deal with. But I think when the family member finds out, when the parent finds out, and I've counseled situations where the mother doesn't want to lose the guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the guy doesn't want to lose the woman, that kind of thing. So,
bless her soul.
But guess what, Robin?
She would have had an issue with her nephew.
Yeah.
So,
guess what, Robin? You come a long way since then, honey.
Yes. I said, you know, that's what I said, being under your teachings has helped me to understand why a lot of things I went through, because it's helped me to become the person that I am, and I can help others. Let them know it wasn't me, it was by the grace of God that I got through. So, but my last question is...
Last?
No.
That one took 10 minutes, Robin. What are you talking about?
Okay, why did Michael, David's wife, get upset when she saw him dancing in the street? And that's my last one.
Okay, so go ahead.
Go ahead, Pastor Nick.
Do you mind if I bring up something a little?
Go ahead.
David, as good of a man he was actually a horrible human being.
I
in some aspects.
He had some issues, yes.
You think about Michael.
He was a great king, but he was not necessarily a good person.
There you go.
Okay.
She's married to this great man, loves her, cares for her. David gets in charge and says, I want my wife back.
Okay.
He goes, gets her. The Bible says the husband walks behind Michael crying because he's losing his wife. Michael leaves a household where her husband loves her, adores her, cares for her. She goes to David's house and she's just another woman in the house.
Yeah.
And David does it for political reasons.
Yeah.
So it's not just around the typical charismatic, she's a hater and doesn't like his praise piece.
No.
Because that part can be somewhat true, but you have to think about her views about him from the beginning of that time frame to where she is now, and she probably has some bitterness and disdain for him.
I think it shows the ambiguity of the situation she was in.
Yeah.
Number one, she clearly likes living in the palace.
Yeah.
Number two, she had her ideas of how the relationship was going to go and didn't go that way. And the acquisitional feel of the whole situation. I think that it's almost, the text almost implies some contempt for David. But also, it's almost like, I call it the Michael Jackson syndrome. I'm famous, but I don't like my dad. I'm queen now, but I don't like the barriers and the structures of the thing that I'm in. So there's this ambiguity going on. I'm all about the tower that I'm living in, but he gets on my nerves. It's amazing.
That's what I love about the Bible.
Oh,
it's so honest about it.
It's real, man.
It's just,
it's real.
It's
real. It's real.
It's real. Well, thank you. I love you guys.
Good, Rob.
For taking time.
Talk to you now.
All right.
Bye-bye. Let's go to Danny from Florida, and then we're going to Jay from Delaware. Hey, Danny, how you doing, man?
Danny.
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, staff. How y'all doing today?
Doing fine, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, well, things are confusing here in Florida as usual.
Typical.
But before I get to that, I just wanted to comment on what you were talking about earlier.
Okay.
And that is, some of the audience may not be familiar with the situation that happened years and years ago back in Vietnam when we withdrew from there.
Okay.
We had the same situation.
Yep.
They may not remember the embassy in when they were withdrawing. They only at that time had helicopters to take so many people back to the ships that was offshore.
From the roof, remember?
Just once they were unloaded,
yeah.
They didn't have any more fuel to refuel.
Yeah.
They just dumped them into the bay.
Mm-hmm.
And the arms that was left there. The situation is that, and the hurtful thing is that all of the lives that was lost there, and when we withdrew, I actually cried and wept, knowing that people that risked their lives and what have you for that particular situation, in the way that we just pulled out.
Yeah.
At any time, we could have won the war.
Yeah.
At any time, because we had the equipment to just go ahead and to bomb North Vietnam, but we did not do it.
Do you think? Well, we couldn't win the war trying to fight them on the ground. There was no way. I don't think there was any way we were going to beat them in the jungle. Do you?
No. It because of the way that it was set up. It's the same thing that we had going on in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You go ahead and you arm their army, but their army is not willing to fight.
Okay.
They don't want to give up their lives for what they say that they want.
Okay.
All right. Now, when you want to fight, you go ahead and fight tooth and nail. If you just have nothing but bamboo sticks, you're going to go ahead and fight, and that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Okay. But the situation is that we just went away and just withdrew. We would take in a territory or a particular village, and then we would hand it over to their army or their security.
Okay.
One day later, they lose it. Why? Because they weren't willing to fight.
Okay.
All right. Now, the thing is that we know that the president came over of Afghanistan, came over and they had a talk, and whatever they said at this particular meeting, it wasn't that long ago, they had to know exactly what the timetable was and what was going on. The thing about it is somebody did not follow up and do what they said they were going to do.
Okay.
And we know who that somebody is.
Yeah.
They're no longer there. They were the first ones to leave.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you just follow the money.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And then the situation is that we point fingers and we blame and what have you. Is there an easy way to withdraw?
I don't believe there is, Danny. I don't think there's a clean way to get out. I think there are preferred ways, but I'm not sure you can withdraw from a conflict without there being some kind of fallout, some kind of damage afterwards.
And the thing that it is with me, being a veteran and what have you from that particular Vietnam era, is that I cried once again for those who went to Afghanistan, gave their all, and then only people like yourself that on Veterans Day will remember us.
That's amazing to me also. Especially when we claim to be a patriotic nation. I don't know how we forget to celebrate Veterans Day. I just don't get it. And in multiple ways, celebrating service. But that's a whole nother conversation, man.
Yes.
You all staying safe in Florida?
We're trying to, Bishop. We're really trying to. It's so difficult. We're in that, for instance, the county that I live in, the school board voted, and I feel, except for one person, that the kids will go ahead and wear a mask. So the governor said, well, what I'm going to do, school board, I'm going to take your salary. Okay?
Yep.
So since you didn't vote the way that I want you to vote, then we're going to go ahead and take your salary, and then we'll see what other restrictions we could put on you to force you into letting these kids just go without the mask. Now, when you look at see what happened, I think we have over 17,000 people that are in the hospital.
Okay.
With COVID. You don't have enough beds, but you have no solution to the problem, except to go back talking about masks and don't get the vaccination.
Pastor Nick and I have agreed over the last few weeks that we've had to come to the sorrowful conclusion that we were wrong when we thought that when children were involved, our nation will react differently. But we're even politicizing the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just amazing to me. He's making decisions that put the health of the children on the back burner.
Yep.
You know, number one, there hasn't been a school district that has opened yet that has not had to close down or quarantine the people, the kids involved, because this is not last year's virus. This is much more powerful.
Yep.
So I don't know why you make this mistake. Okay, I want you to put them all together in the same building, breathing the same air for 6-7 hours a day, and I don't want you to have any masks and any.
Yep.
That's just stupid.
To make a political statement and all that stuff. Just
they're willing to sacrifice the health and the life not only of the children, but the people that the children are attached to.
Yep.
Now, one more statement. I don't know if you heard about this, and I'll get out of the way. Is that it's amazing how people come up with ways to make money. The things that we don't want. People don't want to get the vaccinations. They don't want to wear the mask. The hotels in Miami,
yes,
Broward County, are booking foreign people to come in to the United States. They get the vaccinations free that we don't want. They get it free. It's part of their package.
Wow. So you get a room and a vaccine at the same time, vaccination at the same time?
Yes, free.
Free
vaccination that we don't want.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Did you hear about the water shortage in Orlando, Danny?
Yes.
They're putting Orlando on water restriction.
On water
because they need enough water to take care of all the oxygen in the hospitals.
Wow.
Yeah. So now Orlando's on the water restriction because they need it for liquid oxygen.
Get out.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Came out last night, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
But you don't have a solution to that.
Yeah. How's my sister doing, man?
She's blessed. She's blessed.
we know that. We know that. You make sure that we understand that every week.
Right.
Give her my love, man.
Okay, y'all stay blessed.
All right. Take care.
Talk to you now. Bye-bye. We've got Jay from Delaware. We've got Sharon from Dallas. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Give us a call, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Toll free, anywhere in the world. Let's go to Jay. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Bishop. Good
Sir.
morning, Nick. How are you?
Good.
Doing great, man. How are you this morning?
I am breathing on time. Breathing on time.
I understand.
Yeah.
So to look at this Afghanistan issue, I got to go back to September 12th, 2001.
Okay.
This was right after the tragedy at the World Trade Center. I was a Marine who had just left the military 12 days before, so I thought, 12 days before, and I was done.
Okay.
Then I got a call in the middle of the night saying, you're not done. You're on your way back.
They reversed it?
Wow.
Well, I extended so I could pick up some extra paychecks.
Okay.
Oh, it's a different story now.
And was like, I'm home. I started a new job. I'm living in Florida. I'm extending. All I got to do is go back in 30 days, sign a piece of paper, and I'm done. 9/11 happened. I'm panicking. Like, well, I ain't got no calls, so I'm good. But September 12th, middle of the night, they came and got me. So we need to be back in California.
Oh, no.
48 hours after I got back.
Yeah.
And remember, that week there were no planes, trains, buses.
Yeah, I remember.
So I
Yeah.
just rode from Florida, Orlando,
Okay.
to 29 Palms, California. Got back, and 48 hours I was on a flight line to Afghanistan.
Wow.
And even then I said,
Jeez.
why are we going to Afghanistan? This has nothing to do with Afghanistan. But there were some other things at play. This is long before this was in the news that we were going to Afghanistan. We were there 4 months ahead of all setting up.
Wow.
And we knew then that there was no clear exit strategy. There couldn't have been. I mean, you guys these are the people who have been fighting for over 100 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what it is in that region. You can't fight ideology. It just isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that in history. Alexander the Great, probably one of the greatest military strategic commanders in the history of the world.
Uh-huh.
He didn't fight with the sword and the shield. He did, but not until he changed the ideology of the people.
That's true.
I understand.
Then he can come in, and it was easy for him.
Yeah.
So we look at this thing. Why we're so surprised, I don't know. That wasn't my kind of reaction. I was just like, oh, well, I knew this was what was going to happen.
Jay, how long were you in Afghanistan?
Oh, from September of 2001 until I got shot down in March of 2000.
Your story is getting more and more intriguing as you talk, man. Right. So, how long?
Almost 2 years.
And it's not funny, but it is funny. And you were 30 days out, new job, whole 9 yard, moved, and you end up in Afghanistan for 2 years.
August 31st, I said, see you later. 2001, I'm done. I moved to Orlando, Florida. I started a new job, new relationship. I'm good.
How do you go from 30 days out to getting shot down in Afghanistan? Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
were you in a copter? Were you in a plane? What was going on?
I was in a helicopter crash.
Okay.
That surprised me. I talked about this before.
Yeah, I remember. I remember now.
No one died. Thank God.
Grace of God on you, boy.
But yeah, from being done, I was done. I could extend this like 30, 60 days.
Just after that money. See what that love of money will do for you?
Yeah. That was there. But this was, I don't know why anyone shocked. We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
It had to happen. I mean, it's not for the lack of training. We trained more than 500,000 Afghan troops.
Okay.
We trained them.
Okay.
We had them in place. Now, whether they are Taliban supporters or not, we'll never be able to know.
Sure.
For sure. But the training was there. The resources were there.
Mm-hmm.
This is just something that, there was no shock to me or any of my contemporaries who have had this conversation. We knew that this was going to happen.
I shook my head when I saw the news report, and I said one word went out to the television: arrogance. I said we just don't get it. People don't have to do what we say.
That's right. That's right.
Jay, thanks for sharing your story with us again. You're always intriguing.
Yeah.
But the Americans have, we think it's all sweet, but people don't like Americans.
Yeah.
I've been in countries where they literally tried to hold us ransom for spitting on the sidewalk.
Get out.
Oh. we were in Italy.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine, out, we're young, and he spit. And all of a sudden, the Italian police came and said, oh, you just spit on the National Shrine or something. We're like, what? But did you have 500 euros? like, what?
What city? What city were you in?
We were Pisa.
Okay. Because I understand that the streets in Rome, once you get past the Vatican, they shouldn't have a problem with you spitting on the ground. They say it's terrible.
Really?
Oh, say it's terrible.
But, I mean, that's with Afghanistan, and then just real quick, I'm COVIDed out.
Okay.
There's nothing else that anyone's I'm vaccinated. I even just went and got a booster to the vaccination.
Okay.
I wear my mask. I scrub everything down. Anyone who's still dealing with this, it's because they want to deal with it.
Yep.
I'm done. It's been well over a year. I've had enough. I tell people, COVID conversation is not allowed in my home.
I get it. You get tired of talking to people about it. Just
yeah, but it's.
I get it.
The warnings have been there. We've pushed vaccination,
and we see evidence. People's lives, hospitals full. We see the evidence. What does it take?
Yeah. They say Iceland is one of the highest vaccinated countries.
Yeah.
They have a Delta surge, but they haven't had a death since May because the majority of the people are vaccinated.
We don't get it.
It just.
My ex lives in the UK, and when she went back, she had to move back in January. She was on lockdown from the time she got there. Complete lockdown. She almost didn't even have a place to stay.
Okay.
And now, because they were in isolation for such a long period of time, and now that 78% of the country is vaccinated, they can get back to normal lives.
Wow. Yeah. We won't do it.
No, Iceland had one person. New Zealand, one person test positive.
I know.
They shut the whole country down.
Absolutely.
I think they got like maybe 2 or 3 more as of today.
I have some friends in New Zealand. They told me about it.
For one person.
That lady's not playing.
I don't blame her.
She said, we're going to get control of this, and this is what we're going to have to do. 2 weeks, nobody's moving.
That's what you do.
Yeah, but we won't do it, man.
We've talked masks, we've talked vaccinations, we've changed sanitation standards. I just want to be able to go do normal stuff again.
But as long as we're misbehaving, Jay, we won't be able to do it. Because we keep spreading and morphing. We keep producing variants. We've got to stop.
Yeah.
Well, the cycle of variants is going to go on. I mean, we're
but we don't have to be the incubator for the world, though.
Right.
Come on, man. Jay, we got to go, man.
Brothers,
take care, brother.
Good talking to you, man. Take it easy. Sharon from Dallas, Texas. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
We're glad to hear from you.
I know you, and I'm glad to be heard.
What's going on, girl?
Listen, let me tell you this. We had our little lieutenant governor say that he made a little statement. Did you all hear about it?
I heard about it.
I didn't. Go ahead and tell me.
The African Americans.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yes, and we were the ones who were spreading the coronavirus.
Where?
So, in Texas, we were the ones. So we had an uproar. Even I got in on that one, the young people.
Mm-hmm.
So Channel 8 did a recap, and they did an investigation.
Okay.
So they found out that it's the Hispanics and the whites who are spreading it because the African Americans are quietly getting vaccinated.
And wearing our masks around, too.
And wearing masks, too.
Yes. So we are asking him for a retract of what he said. So he's still trying to stand on it, but he's going to have to come back and apologize to us.
All you guys are asking for is a retraction. If he was up north, man, they'd be asking for his job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he just and said the reason why we were spreading it because we were Democrats. Isn't that stupid?
You know he didn't say it.
Yes, he did.
Did he say it?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Didn't Trump in the White House have COVID going crazy?
Right, exactly.
But we did it. So we're working on that down here. But I just wanted to share that with you because you know I had to come on and tell you that one.
I know that.
My mind.
I
couldn't believe it.
When I saw the report, I thought, some kind of shenanigans were going on with the report. This can't be true. The guy can't be this stupid.
No, they saying dumb stuff to get their crowd.
Yeah, well, we're going to do it. Just wanted to share that with you.
You stay strong.
Good job. You know I'm up early on Saturday morning.
I know, girl. We appreciate you, too.
Okay, and I appreciate you all. We all do. And you too, Pastor Nick.
Bless you.
Stay strong now.
Okay, be blessed.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, we have a few things we want to let you know about it. Is our giveaway over yet? Or are they in the heat of it?
I'm about to go out. As soon as we're done, I'm going over.
Okay. Now, is there a chance for people to bring more supplies today?
Yeah, if they want to, yeah. We always have people coming the week after.
Okay, so they still can donate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people come after the date, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there'll be people coming today that will come after the supplies run out.
Yeah.
So we do have room for more backpacks, more supplies. The back to school drive is actually happening right now.
Yeah.
Lindenwold High School in Lindenwold, New Jersey, Woodrow Wilson High School in Camden, New Jersey, and Thomas Dudley Elementary School in Camden, New Jersey. So if you want to help us out today, you can even get some backpacks and take them down to the site.
Take them to the site, yeah.
And if you can't get down there in time, bring them to the church over the weekend, and we'll make sure the kids get them from those particular areas of the city and of the neighborhoods. 11:30 today is our outdoor service. Looks like we're going to have sun again.
Yeah. Yep.
107.7 on your FM dial. You have a great worship experience with us today, beginning at 11:30 here on our campus in Lindenwold. Tomorrow, 8 a.m., 9:45, 11 a.m., and 6 p.m.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I got it. I translated tongues.
Sorry.
It's cool. So this week we're having Bible study outdoors. Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. We're giving you a little bit more time to get home, get your car, come on out. 7:30 Bible study outdoors, under the lights, it's going to be a great time together. If you have a prayer request, you want to email it to us at social@gotobethany.com. Social@gotobethany.com. Our podcast platforms and our social media platforms at David G. Evans 1, BBC of NJ on YouTube, our DGEMs, and OnPointe on the podcast. So you want to come on, go along with us, have these conversations. What's happening, Pastor Nick? Anything else?
No, that's it.
We got 2 minutes. We got to talk for 2 minutes. So
yeah.
Tomorrow is another long day.
Yes.
8 a.m. worship service, 9:45 to 10:45, Engage Live. 11 a.m. worship service, 6 p.m. 10 times better conversation. You want to join us. And Wednesday night, 7:30 here on our campus, we're going to Bible study under the lights.
Yeah.
Outdoors, we're going to have a great time. Come in your car, turn your radio to 97.7, I believe it is. And
107.7.
107.7, that's right. And you'll be able to join us on Wednesday night. We're taking the whole Bible study outside, all the worship, the whole 9 yards. You're going to love what you're going to see, what you're going to experience. Well, I want to thank everybody in advance for helping us with the backpack giveaway. And it's not too late. You can still contribute. Go to the site or bring them to the church. Go shop and bring them to the church. 5 and below, Cherry Hills, where we have our agreement. You go there, buy the backpacks. They kick money back to the church. We buy more backpacks. That's how it works. So remember now, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next week. The #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America, On Point.